on into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state for catching this information on today. Today's actual topic is, let's see if I can get this information posted up here correctly for you guys so you can see what we're talking about on today. So today's information as you come on into the room is actually how to use my 3-tool system, okay, to generate and attract $1,500 plus clients monthly, okay? So that's what we're going to be discussing on today. I'm going to bring up my screen shortly and show you some real world examples of what we're discussing on today. But before I get started, let me ask the question to see exactly who it is that I'm talking to on today. So are you ready to see exactly how I would transform a 50 plus year young professional like myself, this my 53rd birthday month, and see how it is that I'm strategically, okay, repositioning my entire agency to serve exclusively my target age bracket, age range of professionals who understand return on investment. So if you're ready to see that, then you need to go ahead and grab your favorite pen and your favorite pad so that you can take copious notes on today on how exactly I am making this unprecedented behind the scenes pivot in my business to show you guys exactly what I'm doing transparently so that you can see how it is the BrandYOU Agency methodology is actually creating results for clients, okay? And so because I am focusing on this specific market of individuals, they already understand the $1,000,000 results that I've already generated over the past 20 years when I took an account of what these 20 years have looked like using 3 tools, guys. That's GoHighLevel, Canva, and Streamyard. So yes, I do have a couple other affiliate options that I utilize to make the entire platform happen. But should you not choose to look into any of that, you can still use just 3 tools that I'm going to share you to actually explode your entire brand, not only for yourself, but for clients and customers who choose to work with you. Okay. And this is evident by the result that I've generated for Dr. Wild Bill Hayes and the Bill and Carolyn Hayes Foundation, because in its first 90 days, we were able to generate $75,000 in results, right? In scholarship opportunities for the individuals that he targets and that his heart is generated towards to be able to provide them with the opportunity to seek their athletic aspirations, okay? And this month of August, my birth month, my 53rd birth month, I am only allowing 9 beta spots at the $199 per month entry rate. Once those 9 slots are gone, once those 9 slots are filled, whether they fill or not before the end of the month, this particular option is going to be going away. We will no longer offer this entry rate, and it won't be available. So you guys will have missed the boat, okay? But today specifically, I'm going to talk about this personal strategy, the 3-tool premium system that I'm using, show you some real transformations and what those patterns look like and how I'm utilizing my own methodology in my own brand, practicing what I preach and showing you the real-time options. So if today is your first day and you did not get an opportunity to catch the August 1st information that I shared on Friday, giving you all of this information. You're going to hear a bit of repetitive information on today because I need to get it in your psyche. I need you to become familiar with the transformation that is happening and why I am doing this. But before I jump into the tools, I realized that I was attracting clients who saw branding as an expense rather than an investment. And I don't want to do that any longer. Why? Because I was working with people who, for some reason, thought it was okay to have cheap design work. And it's not, okay? You need to have business transformation. You need to have quality. You need to have professional graphics and things like that. And these things can be accomplished inside Canva. And so that's one of the reasons I'm focusing on that. I realized I was undervaluing, my expertise because I was trying to serve everyone instead of focusing on who the market really continues to place in front of me and who I actually am creating great impact for. So much so that I've been offered an amazing contract that I was already manifesting, right, to come up where I will be actually doing the entire event branding for a conference that I have participated in the past several years. So the SpeakerCon conference is coming up this November, and your girl will be doing the virtual branding for the entire SpeakerCon conference, right? And that is because of the repositioning of my brand and representing myself in front of an audience of professionals 50 plus, right? And because I was able to do that, she was able to notice the brand, my participation, my multiple speaking engagements and book deals with her. She brought me on into the fold. So, this is what will happen when you take the opportunity to level yourself up. All right. Again, 20 plus years of professional relationships is the first thing that you need to understand why you should work with the brand master. Okay. And also, we have a proven track record of expertise, delivery strategies, and the availability for you to see the real world experiences. On top of that, um, having the investment capacity and understanding return on investment, that is one of the things that helps you determine your value. Okay. Having that in mind, knowing what it is, being able to understand transformation over trends, I promise you will make the biggest difference. Okay. And so, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually show you how I'm using GoHighLevel to reposition my business and to really be putting myself and no more gatekeeping ever, no gatekeeping over here, how I'm being able to represent that what I do for real works. Okay. So, I consistently see that professionals like us, right? We need to implement this methodology into what we do. Why? Because we have incredible experience over some of us decades, plural decades, right? But we don't have a seamless way to attract people to us. And then when we do attract them to us, we don't have the nurture sequence in place, right? We're just hoping on referrals that never come. And we don't want that any longer, right? In the past, we've not had a way to track opportunities, and we're competing based on price instead of leveraging our decades, like I said, of expertise. And so that's one of the main reasons that I'm using GHL, not only for myself, but for several of my clients. I've gone through the pivot method. And as you guys saw throughout the ending of 2024, we site shifted several clients away from the Wix platform and into the GHL platform. And I want to show you why. Okay. So the number one thing that you need to write down that you need to have in place if you have not yet gotten the branding emergency fix it kit. Let me go ahead and drop that information onto the screen so that as soon as you finish up, you need to jot down brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com, because inside of that emergency branding fix it kit, I talk about the use of these three tools and several of the areas that you will need to check up and do a brand audit on yourself in your own brand to maybe make enhancements in the DIY method that's offered in that kit. Okay. So, the number one thing, getting back to where I was going, that you need to write down is you need to have premium lead magnets. So, instead of generic free consultations, instead of doing that method, we want to go the route of creating a high value assessment that will attract the professional individual that you're looking for, because they understand the investment required for the transformation that they seek. So you need to have a premium lead magnet. Also, you need to have some type of qualification sequence, meaning automated email sequences that actually educate the prospect about the difference between design services and business transformation. And naturally, this will filter out the people who are in it for the free 99, who are looking for the bargain, right? Who are hunting around for the bargain. And it will allow you to attract professionals like us, like I say all the time, that are looking for real transformation and that will invest. If you also have a booking process, a premium booking process is even better. And that's where that consultation calendar comes into place, that requires a prospect to complete some type of detailed application, some type of assessment, some type of form, ensuring that only qualified people opt into your system, right? And then you want to make sure that you also have some type of client success tracking systems that document and showcase the real results of professionals like us, like Dr. Wild Bill Hayes and his $75,000 transformation that happened in less than 90 days, so that you can have a way to showcase what it is that you do and the people who receive what it is that you do and what it looks like, right? And instead of tracking people who want the $99 logos, or attracting people who want the free consultation and let me pick your brains and all of that, you will begin to attract the professionals who actually understand strategic branding. and who actually understand that there is an investment involved in receiving the value and the results that you offer. This will allow you to measure your business results. Okay. And so that is the reason why you want to utilize a system. So you just heard me say, and let me get this onto the screen so I can show you some of these areas. Let's back out of that one. Before we move into Canva, let's talk about what some of those areas look like. So let's pull this out and onto the screen by itself. And let's pull this over here to this screen. And then I can share the screen and show you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to backtrack some of what I just said so that you can see it in real time. All right, so here we are inside of social planning. So one of the things that you heard me mention is the ability to, and let's get the right one. Do I have that up for you guys? Yes, the correct screen is up. For a minute, made me feel like it wasn't up. All right, so you heard me talk about client success tracking. So here inside of this particular option, let's see if I can get over to uh, the Hayes Foundation so that I can show you that they're social planning. So here is where we have gone in, and I'll use the calendar format because it'll look a little bit better for you to be able to see. And let's go back to May when we were doing April, May, and June when we were doing the actual publishing. So here is where you're able to see the scheduling mechanism that we utilize to push out several pieces of content every single day for a client, right? This is a client success tracking system that I just talked about, where you actually create these images inside of Canva based on all of your client results and you publish them out on social media. So as you see here, this was published out on multiple platforms. Okay. So when you look at what we have going on here, you're available to push and publish to multiple platforms at the same time. All right. You're available to set up all of your platforms inside of one system and you're available to publish to each of those systems. So if I were going to look at the list method and I were going to utilize repeatedly, as you see, we have several pages of published content when we have several different social media platforms, right? So this is a way you can create automation inside of your system. When you go to the actual Bill Hayes website, there are different types of contacts and different types of contact methods. So if you were looking to have a contact form published on your site, there is one method. If you were interested in creating a survey, then here is another method where you could acquire contact information. And if it was a needed endeavor where you were trying to book time, then you would be able to do that as well. When it's time to actually host the actual conference itself, then on this page, and I'll use what's the Salem Sportsman's Club for this one because they are currently hosting a golf classic, then you're available to create an additional form that allows you to collect sponsorships and things like that. And then you would be able to utilize a form similar to this for people to be able to select their sponsorship, to be able to enter their information, create their payment method, and then they would be able to register that team. So there are different things that you can do that deal with booking or contact information. Also, there is an email sequence that you're available to set up. So inside of your system, you're also available to go into your marketing tab and you're available to set up an email system, marketing system in this method, or you're available to set up automated snippets of information that you schedule out through a workflow, through automation. And you can say on day 1, send this email. On day 3, send this email. On day 7, send this email. Okay. That is the way that you continue to nurture people through your email system. Notice we're all still here in one system. Okay. You're also available to go in and create checklists and things like that. So I'm going to go into the media storage area here. And let's say I'm looking at creating a way to have downloads. So each different time I create a checklist or a cheat sheet, and I want the individual to be able to get the cheat sheet, then I'm available to set those up here directly inside of my portal so that when they utilize or they opt in or they request something such as this, they they enter their information. And then once this information is entered, the next thing that would happen is they would be delivered. Let's see, they would be delivered whatever their specific cheat sheet is, right? That is a premium lead, meaning they give me their information. And once they give me their information and give me permission to send them what they requested, all of this again can be done inside of your one GHL system. Okay. So when I say this is some good, I literally am not joking, guys. This is some good. And that's just one of the systems. Notice how many different things were inside of that one system. So let's move beyond that into the next thing. And that's talking to you guys about Canva. I can show you how I've been able to reposition my visual brand, right? And what it looks like to utilize a system that has multiple rabbit hole, as I call it, different levels of templates, right? Because if your material looks amateur compared to what the BrandYOU agency offers you as an expert level, okay, looking things, then when it's time for you to put out those graphics on the social media platforms, on your web presence, inside of your funnels, through an email, right? You look like you're a professional, right? Instead of an amateur, all right? Our content will be able to generate for you hundreds of thousands of images, and they can be created not only from templates inside of GHL, but templates inside of Canva. All right. And so let me show you one of the methods that I use to create premium visual identity options, not only for myself, but for my clients as well. This will immediately communicate your level of expertise, premium branding, positioning, and all of that. And you don't have just generic templates, you have generic templates that you were able to custom create. You were able to edit them to make them more on brand for your now professional brand. And of course, that's going to attract an higher eye that recognizes the next level of graphics, right? Authority content, designs that actually allow you to produce expert level content if you are even just starting out. You're a novice person, right? You don't have all of the brand wherewithal behind you, but you have a template that's already primed and ready, where all you may have to do is drop in your title, drop in your next image, drop in your next quote, right? And if you're going to use things like a success story graphic, visuals that will allow you to showcase multiple different images, right? To create a success story, right? And even if you were trying to put out content like educational content for different types of individuals, whether you're trying to do something to say, hey, this is how you golf, this is how you swim, this is how you actually cook, you would be able to tell a story based on a template. So let's see if I can get one of those templates pulled up very quickly. And so first I want to pull up, I'll go ahead and pull up the July, and I'll go ahead and pull up the August. And I probably may be able, let me go ahead and grab Coach Hayes and the format for that quickly. Alrighty, and let's bring that onto the screen. All right, so the first thing that I'm actually showcasing here for you is the August content. And this is the content that actually shows you guys each of the various days of the Watch Me Work Wednesday sequence that is happening. And this branding is for your horizontal view compared to your portrait view. So this particular sequence is utilized on like your Facebooks, your thumbnails for YouTube, versus this is more utilized like for your IG post, your Pinterest post, your reels, if you're going to make this turn into a GIF or an MP4, right? And so then you also have the ability to look at. Here is a branding sequence for the Hayes Foundation, and how we were able to take the very same template, but we were able to tell a visual story, and we were able to lay out all of this in a flow compared to a countdown, right? So we started this countdown, um, actually showcasing who some of our featured um, contribution, our vendors, our sponsors were here individually, each name. Okay. And then we were able to provide some QR code options, and we were doing a countdown. So we may have started up here at the very beginning where we were showcasing some of our prior years. Here are our featured 2024 priority charity sponsors who sponsored the event themselves. And then we were able to tear down into some of our whole sponsors and what those whole sponsor signs look like, tearing down a little bit further and saying, hey, 25 days until 18 days, 15 days. And we were doing a countdown. The closer we got, it was 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. Also saying when registration was open, when registration closed. This is something that you are available to duplicate very quickly, keeping the high-end professional look of your graphics, but making them custom based on the story you're telling, the information, the people you're tagging, and all of that when you actually post it on social media, right? And then we did a pivot from what our prior branding was, to when we did a rich green, and we switched over to the blues. And then even prior to that, previous to that, we were utilizing different branding altogether. Let's see if I can locate that one. We were utilizing this one for our original Watch Me Work Wednesdays. Those look a little bit like this. All of these graphics are able to be duplicated quickly and easily by simply right-clicking and duplicating the page, and then you're available to change whatever the custom elements that are left unlocked for you or your clients to be able to manipulate and make those types of changes. I hope you guys are seeing how these three tools really can benefit you when you know how to use them. Okay. And again, finally inside of StreamYard, and let's see if I can get a separate StreamYard window opened up. So by the time I finish talking about that, I'll use the library aspect here. All right, so with StreamYard, we're talking about taking the graphics possibly, or taking whatever the content that you're trying to publish out via a video streaming, be video or recording, setting up a reel or something like that. This third piece, StreamYard, this is where the premium positioning really accelerates for you guys, right? Because you're available to stream out to multiple platforms within your said demographic, all right? And what I consistently see is that while we all have incredible areas of expertise, no one really knows about it because we're nervous about going live, or we're nervous about being on camera, or we're nervous about not knowing exactly what it is to say. We're afraid to create content because we think it needs to be perfect. We may not have a systematic way to demonstrate the knowledge that we have so that we can attract premium, prospects. And that is where StreamYard comes into play. So the main number one way that I utilize StreamYard for repositioning my own content for you guys, my 50 plus audience, is by showing you guys weekly, even daily in some instances, where and what we're doing to position myself and my branding agency as the authority, what experience I'm doing, showcasing my clients' information, partnering and collaborating, opening a community where we're showing how we're making these strategic career changes, right? Showing you guys the content in a series method or in a targeted strategic plan method, right? I'm able to take on live interviews. I'm able to take on pre-recorded interviews. I'm going to show you all this in a moment. And I'm able to do this by showing you guys proven results using a live methodology. Okay. So some of the behind the scenes things that I do, showing you guys, where exactly we are, what we're doing, how we're doing, recording on my phone, bringing it in the Streamyard, showing it on the screen, doing live Q&A sessions, going into the community, even utilizing Zoom where necessary to have private consultations. And the benefit of even having a private consultation and how having that Fathom. If you don't know what Fathom is, go to Fathom, Fathom, martinabrityelverton.com. Fathom will take all of your notes for you, record your session for you, and it will send both you and the person that you are meeting with all of the notes in a very, very organized method. Here's the beauty with StreamYard. Let me go to this part and share this part on screen because I do not want you guys to miss this part. All right. So adding this to the stage, dropping myself to the back. So here inside of StreamYard, this is where, when I say the rubber meets the road, this is where you are available to record your content live. You can do it pre-recorded, record it ahead of time, play it live so that you can actually engage with people as they watch a recording of you doing exactly what you would be doing live. You are available to do that live. And here is the beauty of that. Once you finish up, I'm going to go into this one specifically here. Drop away the sound. Once the recording finishes, it will cut it up for you into shorts and reels, right? And then you take those shorts and reels, and then you go into your system where we discussed. You can go into your system, go into your marketing tab, and you are available to drip out that content on the multiple platforms, on YouTube, inside your community, on Pinterest, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. You are available to take what you already recorded one time, have the system in StreamYard cut it up for you, and then you go and you schedule it here. So I'm available to go over here inside of my drafts. And as you see, I'm available to just clone. And I already have an extensive training. If you go back and check a couple of months back, I talk about repurposing. So go to the channel, type repurpose inside of the search bar, and you will be able to see the extensive training that I've done on how to repurpose content. And then you are available, like I say here, to post it in here. And as you see, schedule it out and post to multiple platforms at the same time. Okay. So what I just mentioned to you is that you can go over to YouTube and you can actually go to the channel. You can go to the home page. You can go to any page that you land upon, right? And if you go right here to the search window and you type repurpose and hit enter, it's going to bring you up some of the reels, the shorts. It's going to bring you up the entire playlist where I talk about it. And it's going to give you some different how to repurpose content for maximum impact, where I walk you through step by step. This was back March the 4th on a Teach You Tuesday, where I walked you through step by step how to repurpose content. Again, this is the 3 steps. These are the 3 tools that I now utilize, that you actually watch me in real time, where I go through walking you through this 3-tool system that is allowing me to attract $1,500 monthly clients. Why am I saying $1,500 monthly clients? Let me go and show you why. If you go and you join us, and let's see, I can get dollardeals.martinabrityelverton.com up onto the screen. If you go over to this specific community and you, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, yes, I would love it if you would. If you like this content, like it. If you want to get notifications from and about this content, go ahead and select the bell. But beyond that, join the free community, because inside of this free community, there are action steps that are available. Like I say, there are access tools, there are cheat sheets, right? It'll bring you into the community, right? So that you can see more of what it is that we do. But beyond that, I make it so that you can choose your investment level. You may not be ready for, the $1,500 per month price tier. You may want to start out on the do it yourself. That's when you'll go ahead and go to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com. You'll go ahead and download the emergency branding fix it kit, and you'll start doing this method yourself. And when you're ready, now you can come into the You Do It plan. And inside of the You Do It plan, this is $199 for 9 people only for the month of August. Beyond that, it's a $299 price point. What is included in that? Your basic CRM system, your funnel builder, your simple automation, your calendar booking, your forms, right? Your branded starter templates, meaning your logo, where to put that, your brand board, where to put that, where to put this information via a custom value inside of every single website and funnel and form that you use automatically. Okay. Right. You'll get the workbook that I told you about, as well as you'll get the 72-hour window worth of email support, and you'll get chat support when you're inside of the Brand You community. Now, there are upgrades that are available beyond that. But again, that is for the starter individual, the person who's just wanting to get their feet wet. Okay. If this makes sense to you, and you're like, but I really don't want to do it myself, I really would prefer to work with you, then go ahead and get it on the We Do It plan. We do it together. That's $199 to set it all up, right? And then it's $499 a month. Again, these are the different features that are included in there. Or you can move up to where we are now, where we're pulling people into this system for $1,500 per month. Everything is included and it's done for you. Okay. Of course, there's a bit of information we initially need to gather from you. I can't set up your brand for you without you. But once we move beyond that, then you are well on your way to a brand that is done for you. And sometimes that's all we need. We just want somebody to jump in and do it for us. Okay. So if you're going to watch this transformation and what it's going to look like over the course of this next quarter, then in this week, you're going to watch the tools and the integration of those tools, as well as the premium positioning that we are offering. In week 2, we're going to show you the content strategy and the authority building that we're going to offer. In week 3, how we acquire the clients and what the system optimization we set up, what that looks like, as well as week 4, what the results are. Once we get that client in, what it looks like to actually do what we do, baby, for all of our clients. Again, the Brand You community is where it's at. In August, there ain't no gatekeeping. I'm being transparent about everything that I'm doing for the client, how I can do that for you, or how we can do that together. And I hope this is something that you're interested in. I hope these 3 tools really got your wheels turning so that you see it may look or appear difficult, but it's not when you have the BrandYOU Agency and when you have the BrandMaster. I appreciate your time on today. I appreciate you investing in yourself and taking this 30 minutes to watch this content and let me know whether or not there's something specifically that I can answer for you. I usually do that on Watch Me Work Wednesdays. There is a current ongoing request to see what it is that I do and how I do it. And like I said, there's no gatekeeping here. And so on a Watch Me Work Wednesday, midnight, I make sure to show you guys that. So midnight on Wednesday. Okay. So that's Tuesday night. Midnight, I know it sounds crazy. Midnight actually starts at 12 a.m. on Wednesday. And if you just so happen not to be available at that time, then definitely subscribe to the playlist for the Watch Me Work Wednesdays so you can watch them on your time. Thank you again for your investment in today. I greatly appreciate it. And definitely stick and stay for the next 2 minutes so you can catch this commercial letting you guys know why the BrandYOU Agency, the BrandMaster in our community is exactly where you need to plug in. Hey y'all, hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, speaking directly to my 50-plus professionals with an incredible area of expertise, yet you're still struggling to attract premium clients who actually value your experience. Guess what? You're in the right place, because here at the age of 53, I've made a strategic decision to focus my 2 decades of value exclusively on helping experienced professionals like us transform our expertise into personal, profitable brands. Here's what's different about this approach. I don't treat you like a beginner. We leverage together your decades of experience as competitive advantages, not obstacles. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I provide content on YouTube specifically designed for 50-plus professionals transitioning into no gatekeeping entrepreneurship. You'll get behind-the-scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and practical strategies that you can implement right now. But here's where it gets even gooder, as I say. You're not just watching from the sidelines. I'm building a foundational community exclusively for the stuck and struggling, and as a founding active member, you'll get direct access to me, my framework, and we build your profitable brand together. Plus, through our strategic partnerships, founding members get access to daily support meetings at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. This gives you consistent professional guidance, a proven 4-hour workday strategy expert, and network opportunities right within our community. If you need more personalized guidance, I regularly bring founding members live into Zoom or Streamyard as guests for real-time Q&A, strategy sessions, and collaborative problem solving. It's like having a personal brand strategist at the ready. But for my serious 50-plus professionals who are ready for an intensive transformation, our VIP days will provide complete brand development and delivery in a single intensive session. Your expertise deserves premium positioning. Your experience is your competitive advantage. So yes, join the founding community, engage in our live sessions, and let's build the profitable personal brand that you deserve. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in our founding community. Yes, and yes.